Hello everyone, welcome back to Eternal Midnight. I am Santino, and I'm here with Chad. What's going on, man?
What's up?
And a newcomer, Vidal. Hey, man.
What's happening, guys?
And my best friend from grade school, Dylan. Hey, man, how are you, bro?
Good. Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
All right. So today is a special episode because we're doing DC Fandome because a lot of new content for DC just dropped last Sunday morning for me and Saturday evening for Chad. So we're gonna be talking about what were the trailers and what's happening basically on all their thoughts. So we're gonna do it in order of how it was released. So
Or what we saw. At least.
Yeah.
We're not covering everything because not all of us watched everything.
Yeah, we're not covering everything. There's a lot of content there's a lot of content that was in the DC fandom. We're only covering the big stuff.
Yeah.
And don't worry, we're gonna be talking about that awesome trailer at the very end.
All of them.
DC fandom started off strong with Wonder Woman 84, a new trailer with Cheetah. So Dylan, you're the newcomer here. What do you think of it?
Well, it looks good, but if I have to be honest, this is probably the one that I'm least curious about or least excited for.
Because all the other trailers are completely different, unrelated projects.
This one, it's just Wonder Woman 2, but it takes place before Justice League, so we kind of know how it'll end.
And the biggest thing that stinks about it is it's almost like the movie was already supposed to have come out. So it's almost like I'm still excited for it, but it's almost like it was already supposed to have happened. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, I thought the trailer was fine. I guess the only thing about it that stood out to me was seeing Cheetah. Other than that, I still think the first trailer was far superior.
Mm-hmm.
My gripe was actually they showed Cheetah. They should have saved that full cat reveal for the movie. I didn't want Cheetah to be shown actually.
Plus, it's impossible not to compare it to Cats, the musical.
Chad was right too. The movie was already supposed to have been out, so I feel like they're kind of like, "Don't worry, guys, we're still here. Look, see, Cheetah really is in it." To toss everyone a bone here that's been waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, Vidal, your thoughts on the Wonder Woman trailer?
I thought it looked great. Honestly, the humor didn't seem as cringy as it was originally portrayed in the original trailer, like that first trailer. That ending little between Chris Pine and Gal Gadot, was I found it hilarious. Where it's like, does everyone have parachutes? That was just funny to me. And
I thought the end joke of I thought the end joke in the first one was funnier.
Trash can.
Everything is art, and he's just staring at the trash can. Oh, that's just a trash can. It's just a trash can. Okay.
Very meme worthy.
Chris Pine's
Very meme worthy. And I did like that. You can tell what sold the first Wonder Woman the first Wonder Woman movie was Chris Pine and Gal Gadot's chemistry with each other. So they're having it again, but this time Wonder Woman's the one ingrained in this world, and Chris Pine's the fish out of water.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
That's a cool switch.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how he's back. They don't exactly explain. Although Chad knows, I don't want to know.
And I won't say.
Yeah, but
I have an idea of how he's back. Should we tell here or
Nah, because
Okay.
I don't want to ruin it for these two if they don't want to know.
Okay.
The Christine Wiig too looks absolutely incredible as a villain. We've seen her in roles that are mostly comedic, or at least for me, but seeing her just, really take the stage in that trailer outside of the CGI Cheetah that we saw was, I think, a great expansion on her as an actress.
She is a capable dramatic actor. She's been in
no
it
doubt.
is when she's given a good script.
Mother with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, Mother was nice. I've seen her in Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and she was also good in that.
Damn, she was in those. I hella forgot that.
Yeah, she was in that. When she's given a good script, she can work well. But
No
when
doubt.
when she's when you have Ghostbusters 2016 caliber, yeah.
On the other hand, Bridesmaids was hilarious. So
I haven't seen that one.
And then we got Pedro Pascal as what's his name, Maxwell Lord or something.
Maxwell
Yeah.
Lord.
I'm actually excited for him.
In a not
only
so
thing-
subtle Donald
just-
Trump
Oh,
analogy.
easily. The only thing I don't like about that is I almost would have rather have had him in the modern times, but maybe who knows? I mean, he's one of the villains, so maybe something happens and we see him again in the future. Who knows?
Well,
I know Jack about Maxwell Lord, so
yeah, same. But I do love the '80s setting, though. It's like they're not afraid to have fun this time. Because the first Wonder Woman movie wasn't like fun because it was World War One. It's hard to really make that a lighthearted adventure.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's '80s America. It's all about excess, Reaganomics, roided up, so they can throw in your jokes and elaborate action scenes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's with the '80s and malls? Like, it was also in Stranger Things, and Wonder Woman was also fighting in a mall.
It's like the rise of consumerism in America. So
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, all right, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, like the Wonder Woman trailer, as a whole, is like basically it's just the studio telling us, hey, we're still here, and yeah, like what you said, Dylan, like it's just more Wonder Woman, and yeah, I'm excited for it, and I can't wait to see it in theaters. But like,
and we haven't gotten to the golden suit yet. The golden suit of Wonder Woman.
the golden suit. Looks
Yeah. Like I just want to know how, what's up with that? Where does she get? My best guess is it's like a power of the gods. You know what I mean?
Yeah, is there any like comic book context to it, or
Kingdom Come.
all right?
Keep saying that. Yeah. So I assume that's where they got it from. So yeah, I guess that's it for the Wonder Woman trailer. I mean, like, yeah, it's just more of the same, and people are hyped for it. And
Looks like a Marvel movie.
Eesh.
This is
I
not a
hope it
bad-
doesn't feel
I
like
don't
one.
consider that a flaw, but it.
I like DC. I like DC being different than Marvel because I remember when DC first started, everyone was like, "Look, DC is just trying to play catch up. They're just trying to copy them." And for me, it's like, you know what? Let DC do its. I was glad DC was doing its own thing. You know what I mean?
It's what killed the Justice League, basically.
Oh God.
yeah, I remember that they tried to be like Marvel, and they ended up like failing.
Sadly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it for Wonder Woman. Unless you guys have any other opinions about that.
No, it was a good trailer. It was fun.
Yeah. So now we're moving on to my personal favorite panel of the entire DC fandom, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. And Dylan, James Gunn's one of your favorite directors, so let's start with you.
I wouldn't go as far as saying it's my favorite director of all time,
One
but
of yours.
The Guardians are definitely among my favorite Marvel movies. And yeah, this movie looks like a lot of fun, and it doesn't feel like a Guardians movie. From what I got, the impression I got is that they were combining like a gritty '70s war movie, according to them. So
Yeah.
think of like your Dirty Dozen combined with like James Gunn's bad taste humor. We all know he loves his bad taste. Super Romeo and Juliet. His Twitter account,
Slither.
Oh,
Slither.
Slither, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
this seems like basically an unfiltered, unabashed James Gunn movie.
I mean, didn't he say like this is his favorite project he's like ever worked on?
Yeah,
Insane.
no filters this time because Guardians felt like a PG, family-friendly James Gunn, but here,
Like the first
Yeah.
one, I almost feel like the first one he almost had a little more free range on the first Guardians. It felt like the second one was where Marvel like really reined him back. And it's like and it's just like what like seeing the cast that they've got for this and just seeing those behind the scenes shots and the plans they've got for it and the way they're describing it. I'm like, Warner Brothers basically just said, "We got Gunn from Disney. Dude, do whatever the hell you want."
they caught another Marvel dropout, basically.
I was telling Chad, the costumes look amazing. Like Harley Quinn, that's the best
Harley
costume
Quinn
I've seen.
outfit so far.
And the movie's
No doubt.
not even out yet. The movie's not even out yet, and the costume looks amazing.
Yeah, we didn't even get a real big trailer either, and I was still,
We didn't. But it looks, and I really kept out of the casting. And like I was surprised to see like Joel Kinnaman, Jai Courtney, and Viola Davis return.
Mm-hmm. What did Vidal think of the overall trailer?
Confirmed a while back, but yeah, I mean, I was still happy that they were there. The biggest surprise to me was Pete Davidson. I feel like he's gonna be like a Slipknot like character, man. I can't wait, man.
That is my prediction. We'll get a Deadpool 2 style, like where the entire team gets killed off in like the opening scene.
I hope we get it in spades, if that makes sense. Like, I'd love to see it make it feel like the stakes are high by not killing everybody, but also being able to kill off some of the names. It's clever.
Yeah.
Man, and I was telling Chad this like in a review for Super. Imagine if they kill Harley Quinn. Imagine if Gunn does that.
As bad as this pun is about to sound, that would be almost abject suicide. Because out of Wonder Woman, outside of Wonder Woman right now, DC's big female is Harley Quinn. Yeah, killing her off, I personally think would be really, really stupid.
She's the selling point of like Birds of Prey and Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It sucks that Birds of Prey didn't make shit, and apparently I've heard the sequel is probably canceled to that, which here or there, whatever. But it's like, I think killing her off would be a giant mistake until Margot Robbie wants out, I guess.
Yeah, the cross chat too of like one of the games that was brought up, the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Even she in that trailer looked exactly like the Margot Robbie portrayed in this. So like a lot of the outlets for DC is kind of subscribed to this. Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn is Margot Robbie, and they all kind of run with it. Even the DC show of Harley Quinn really takes that character, the outfit, and all of her quirks.
Yeah, exactly. And like what I'm interested in is like Idris Elba's Bloodsport. I thought it was gonna be Deadshot. I don't even know anything about Bloodsport anyway, but Bloodsport looks cool. He looks amazing. And I can't wait to see him.
And then we got John Cena as what's his name?
How did he describe himself? Like an asshole Captain America or something, I think?
He looks like a really cheap, like Holy Avenger kind of Captain America.
Oh, Holy Avenger, yeah, from
Super reference.
Yeah, from Super.
And but you know what I like about John Cena is it's like a lot of people, so many people give certain actors like shit for their acting abilities, but it's like, you know what? Sometimes the fact that they kind of are one note, like John Cena kind of is, that's almost his strength because you know what you're gonna get and you know you're gonna have fun with it. Like when he was in Bumblebee, he just played himself. When he was in what was that movie? Blockers or whatever. He just played himself, but he was fucking hilarious in that movie.
I'm not sure I have seen him in much,
He was in what was he? He was in the movie. He was Fred's dad.
Oh, you love it. Yeah, I love it, dude.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm excited for, honestly, in Suicide Squad, besides Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and like in her proper outfit? Nathan Fillion as TDK.
Fillion is so cool.
We got a bunch of James Gunn regulars, like
Michael Rooker's in this.
Michael Rooker and his brother Sean Gunn as the Weasel. Is that just a or is that a comic book character?
I'm not entirely sure. Because I kind of want to go into this blind, but at the same time, it's like I want to look stuff up. At the same time, I'm like, I'd rather just go in not knowing shit because it's like, and I've already seen people saying stuff like, like, oh my god, there's a character called Polka Dot Man, and I'm like,
I love it.
Remember before Guardians of the Galaxy, you were kind of trash talking a talking raccoon in a giant tree, and now they're like two of your favorite characters. So
Weasel does seem to be the Rocket Raccoon stand-in. Rocket was played by Sean Gunn, like in the motion capture scene.
No doubt. The sleeper for me was Mei Ling NG. I don't know how you pronounce her last name, but as Mongol, Mei Ling's like she's been quite a few movies where she just absolutely kicks ass. So it's gonna be cool to see her as Mongol.
Mongol sounds familiar. Isn't he a guy? Because I saw the Young Justice cartoon and like Mongol was a guy in that one, right?
Different Mongol, brother.
Oh, different Mongols. There are different Mongols. Okay, I didn't even know that. I thought there was only one Mongol, and that was like the huge bulky. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the person playing this Mongol is like some type of super overpowered, badass female. I mean, Mei Ling, I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she was in UFC or did MMA or something like that.
Nice.
But like even the behind the scenes, like when like it's nice to see James Gunn back at the camera and like he's like
He looked so
very
excited
enthusiastic.
directing that movie.
he was so happy. Like cut, that was great. Like, oh holy shit, dude, like I'm glad that he's back. I mean, like I'm after like the whole mishap with Disney, I'm glad that he's doing something he's passionate about.
I'm surprised this isn't like a full-on parody, because if you look at the cast and the characters they're playing, you look like, oh, they're just gonna make fun of the first Suicide Squad. This is like the antithesis to that.
They
But
might.
maybe. But it seems like
a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor, bygone.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for sure.
Maybe Marvel jabs. I can't
But-
even deny.
Like Amanda Waller gets canceled for her tweets or something.
That'd be hilarious.
Mm.
But so I forget. King Shark is in this, but they did not announce who's like playing him, voicing him, or anything.
He might have been in the panel, but it did not show the actor in the assembly.
Okay, so
lineup.
it's either a surprise actor, like somebody big who's going to be like a surprise,
Like
or
Brad
he's
Pitt.
just not going to talk, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that really intrigued me is that when the guy called it gritty 70s war movie,
Yeah, like, that's insane.
that like lit a bulb. I was like, oh.
That was probably one of the coolest things about the whole panel, in all honesty, was it was just like the diversity of all 5 of these movies are like all almost so different from each other.
Yeah. Somehow it seems closer to what David Ayer was kind of planning, because David Ayer loves his gritty LA crime thrillers.
I'd love for him to
David Ayer's original ideas were so different than the original movie we got. I mean, we almost could do a show on that sometime. From
Then they turned it into a Hot Topic commercial.
Yeah, like originally
The
the putties from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers that they were fighting in the street, those were originally supposed to be parademons, like leading up to the invasion during Justice League.
Yeah, I would love some cut eventually. Maybe
Air cut. Come on, we just got the Snyder cut. Give us the air cut.
Got it, bro.
Yeah, but anything's possible now.
Anything's possible.
Nothing to lose.
Thank you, AT&T, for making this possible.
And then it was Ali who posted it. Like I'm not sure if this is true or not, but apparently the main villain in Suicide Squad is gonna be Starro. As in like the alien parasite that mind control.
I heard that rumor too.
Yeah, if that's the case, and that's awesome because I always like Starro as a villain.
I just don't know how any of those people on the Suicide Squad are going to take on Starro, because the first time you saw him, he took on the Justice League.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm thinking too, dude. I'm like, hey, I appreciate you giving powers and like ability to lesser known characters, but come on, like.
Well, they're not afraid to get weird this time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's what I like. They're not afraid to get weird. It looks like James Gunn is very passionate about this.
Like, if the Watchmen movie were made now, it would definitely have the giant squid in it.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I still like the ending to Watchmen, but it's like I think the ending of Watchmen did make more sense in the movie than the book, but at the same time, like, God damn it, I want that squid.
Well, watch HBO. You see the squid in its full glory.
Right.
And I did like I like the fact that honestly it feels like such a big cast, but like half of them is gonna die anyway.
Take it out, man.
Dude,
I hope they don't do the Rogue One thing where they just kill all of them at the end. It should be like gradual deaths throughout.
Yeah.
So the
So a
stakes are high
timeline of
in
when
the beginning.
place, or like allegedly when it's supposed to be happening in the DC timeline. Anybody know? Any rumors?
I honestly, I think they're doing. I don't think they care at this point. They're just gonna make a movie, and that's like Joker. Like that's not in any DC timeline, right? They just made it.
I'd say it's more like Shazam, and that it technically is in the universe, but they don't care about continuity anymore.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I mean, I know they're sharing the universe still. That's why I was curious. Also, I just feel like the precedent set from Birds of Prey, and I feel like this movie is taking the same type of approach. I would love to see Jared Leto's Joker come back because he just fits in this Gotham,
Okay, I'm having a prediction. They're gonna kill him off. Like he'll probably return to be Harley. Harley Quinn.
Kill him. I
Like,
like his version of Joker.
Come back, and then they'll kill him off like in a joke scene.
Now that Batfleck's
Yeah.
back, though, bro, like I need to see them interact once or
I
twice.
want to see Batfleck fight Jared Leto's Joker so bad.
Why, bro?
Yeah, it sucks that we never got that. And like in Suicide Squad, like there's that one scene where he's on the car, and but then Joker like he's driving, but then that's it. We don't see
Love
anything
it.
else
Love
of
it. I need it. I need it in my veins.
that. This is amazing, and I'm so like that's the movie like I'm hyped. Like Chad said, like he's probably gonna watch Black Adam like what 3 times. I'm gonna watch Suicide Squad 4 times if it's actually.
I'll tell you how many times I watch Black Adam when we get to it.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, so I think that wraps up Suicide Squad. I mean, like it looks great, and I'm glad that James Gunn is very passionate about this. If there's anything else you want to talk about, yeah, nothing.
It looks like it's going to be an absolute blast, and I have complete faith in James Gunn. I mean, like I've said in the past, Guardians of the Galaxy 2 wasn't my cup of tea, but Disney also had the reins on him. This is Santino made some good points last time, so the next time I get a chance to watch it, I've got a few things I'm going to look out for that might elevate it a little more. But nobody can deny Disney was telling Gunn what he couldn't do. And I feel like with the Suicide Squad, Warner Brothers was like, go fucking crazy, man. And he's coming back out of
nothing
Disney
to lose and all ends. They got nothing to lose, basically. Because when you try the Marvel formula, you fail. So just give these artists full creative freedom.
Yep.
You know what's great and kind of a rabbit hole, too, and a tangent? But, like, I feel like all of the hate that the critics gave all the DC films over the years has just built this idea in Warner Bros. Maybe where they're like, you know what? They're already going to talk shit about it. Let's just do it. Like, who would have thought Michael Keaton and Affleck in the same Flash movie? Like, come on, bro. They're really just like, they didn't like this? Fuck it. Part of the multiverse now. Like, they really don't care, and I love that.
It's also kind of funny because Suicide Squad was kind of called a Guardians ripoff when it came out. Because you got your band of like outlaws and criminals set to like 70s pop music, but now they actually got the guy who made Guardians to do it. But he can make it even better. Yeah, he can make it better. No filters.
All right, so that's it for Suicide Squad, and yes, we're all hyped up. And now we're headed to the big one. I think like why half the people attended the panel anyway. Justice League, the Snyder Cut. Hallelujah.
Oh my god.
All right.
I almost cried when that trailer started and I saw Darkseid in the middle of a war. I was like, oh, it was amazing.
I legitimately had tears in my eyes. Like I'm joking.
I was so happy when Steppenwolf landed and like he didn't look like shit. He looked great.
He looked awesome.
That design from BVS was always dope.
When he stood up and it like looked like his armor was alive and all the spikes rose up, I was like, oh my god, you don't look like a bad PS1 reject anymore. Desaad looked incredible.
His design was pretty cool, but it reminded me of TJ Miller in Ready Player One. It looked a lot like that.
Oh yeah.
I can only picture TJ Miller's voice coming out of that now.
Oh please. He looked like, who he kind of looked like? He looked like oh my god, his name fell out of my head. Santino, one of the members of the Black Order.
Oh, which one? Ebony Maw.
Ebony Maw. He kind of looked like Ebony Maw a little bit.
I felt the same way.
Oh, I mean, not an exact, but I mean a little bit.
No, I always thought Ebony Maw looked like Voldemort. Because he has no nose and all that.
He looked like Voldemort. Well, I just like it because it's like this what we saw in this trailer alone really, what it did was, a lot of people are like, oh, they're just deleted scenes. But it's like, you know what? It's also showing that this is not going to be the bullshit that Whedon gave us. We're not getting the bad, lame jokes and the Batman one-liners.
No brunch monologue.
The ugly CGI lip. None of that bullshit anymore. It's like Snyder's back, and he's going to give us the quality that, to me, I think Snyder gives most of the time. I'm not saying Snyder's perfect. I'm not a Snyder fanboy, but I'm one of those people who enjoys the majority of the stuff that he makes. And you know what?
It's a Snyder movie.
Yeah, it feels like
Very
one.
Snyder.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like, holy shit. I mean, like, it's a 4-hour movie. Like, in comparison, Justice League was 2 hours on the nose, including credits. So, like, this is this is like twice the movie we got. So like, holy shit! Like, I don't know what they're gonna put in there.
That's what makes me optimistic, because within 4 hours, you don't need to cram all this mythology in. You can
No doubt.
take your time, make it a miniseries even.
Yeah.
The idea of putting on like, because I've heard it's going to be 4 episodes, 1 hour each. Bro, you're going to give Snyder episodic series real quick? Like, dog, you're with that, Snyder alone is going to like flourish in so many other ways, bro. Like,
Man, I was hoping for 10.
that he can put so
That
much
would've been incredible.
thought in like Batman versus Superman, right?
Yeah.
In those 3 hours. So now you're giving him shows, or you're giving him 4 episodes to do that. Man, he's gonna set the stage in a way that like we haven't seen before. You know, it's crazy.
And what made me so happy was like in his panel, he said, "If you don't have HBO Max in your country, it's okay. We're working on a distribution plan so everyone can see it." Yeah, that's how it works. Disney Plus. I'm sorry.
I love it. Disney Plus. Hey, if you want to see Mulan, you have to have Disney Plus. Then you have to pay $30. Don't have HBO Max?
Yeah.
No problem. We're still gonna make sure you can see Justice League.
That makes it so hard for you to like hate on Snyder, bro. Like, because he really he's got a vision, bro.
Dude, Snyder like loves his fans. I'm not even the biggest Snyder fan, but like, I love the passion. Like, yeah, you're all gonna see it across the road. Even if you don't
Stop and think about it. A lesser man would have taken what happened to him during what happened to Snyder during Justice League. A lesser man would have just said fuck it and walked away from all of us. But look at him. We've never seen this guy lash out at people. I mean, yeah, the one tweet to the one Disney shill over Twitter, whatever. But it's like we've never seen him publicly like write something like "fuck Warner Brothers for what they did to me." We've never seen him like be a dick about anything. He's stood strong. He's been quiet. He's just been he's basically doing exactly what Gunn did when Disney fired him. He didn't explode. He didn't go on a rant. He just stayed quiet. And look at both of them, ironically now for Warner Brothers, both of them stayed quiet and they're getting rewarded for it.
It's like it's almost like the 2 bad movies in the DCU, Justice League and Suicide Squad, are getting either remade or they're getting the proper cutout.
Well, not the air cut, not yet. That's the next project we got to work on.
The next campaign, boys.
Right.
I'm like, holy shit! Like some of the scenes in the Snyder cut, like when fucking Superman comes up with the black suit and he's like standing like this, like holy shit,
bro! Oh my god!
And then when he's punching Steppenwolf, like at that one real quick shot of him like uppercutting something, like, oh man, that's gonna be awesome.
It's too much.
It's very possible this will be like the definitive version of the Justice League. Like it could even like revive the franchise, really.
Yeah.
You know how Blade Runner Final Cut, like that's the definitive cut.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a crap about like the theatrical version. Very much possible this have the same treatment.
Well, the theatrical cut of Justice League is like once this comes out, that bullshit's gonna be forgotten. I mean, this is like such a first of its kind, really, where it's like we are going to have 2 versions of a movie, and it's like I even remember before this was all announced, Santino, I think it was when we were doing our DC retrospective, I almost was like saying, I was like, you know, every time I watch Justice League, I still don't like it, but I can like parts of it a little more. As soon as like I saw this trailer, I was like, I never need to watch that bullshit ever again.
No,
It's a weird Frankenstein's monster of different visions, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You got Snyder isms.
Go ahead, sorry, my bad.
And it feels like honestly
it's like Sweden with Snyder.
And honestly, like when I was watching this trailer for the first time, it just feels like a different movie than what we got in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
the
it
bad
feels
color
like
grading is
it
gone.
was promised with that first trailer, almost that very first trailer for Justice League. Like when the first trailer for the 2017 release came out, because then it's like when that second one came out, I think the second trailer was the one where they played the song Heroes or something.
Come together.
Already at that point, I was like, something feels wrong. Like the effects did not look the way a Snyder film looked. Like they both had the final battle where the tower was falling over. In the first trailer, it looked like the way Snyder would have shot it. In the second one, it looked like shit.
And like also like kind of like Snyder, like Snyder's not one to put spoilers in his movie, but like he killed off Cyborg's dad in the trailer. Like, oh shit. Like,
I think that was just another thing that was just like proof of you guys, you're going to get a different movie.
Yeah. Setting the stage, no doubt. You know, you guys are talking about the scenes of the different trailers and whatnot. One thing I hella picked up on is I think in the first trailer for the Justice League that was primarily Snyder, we got that shot of Superman's cape, and they was like, "I knew you'd come" or something like that, and we got that same
with
shot
Alfred.
in the trailer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, bro, give me that. I got some speculation. I'm wondering if there's gonna be more Justice League shit because that was in the original Justice League. And I'm feeling like Snyder's going to, like, play with that field a little bit, you know?
I mean, okay, so for most people who know Justice League, obviously, you know, normally 7 members. Well, what we've seen, we've only seen 6 so far. But don't forget, when we watched the Civil War trailer, the first one,
Yep,
they edited out Spider-Man.
no doubt.
There could be a number 7 in there. And if it's Martian Manhunter, like originally with,
The
what's
general
his,
guy.
oh, yeah, the General. If Martian Manhunter shows up in this, I will fucking cry.
I'm losing my shit, dog. Straight up.
I mean, I want Green Lantern, but if I get Martian Manhunter, I will be in tears of happiness.
There have been rumors of more Green Lantern.
Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern. That's my bet.
If Ryan Reynolds shows up as Green Lantern, I swear to God, channel, listen to me, I will film myself weeping and crying on the floor of my living room while I'm watching Justice League. If Ryan Reynolds shows up as Green Lantern, I will film myself sobbing my eyes out of pure happiness.
Okay, for context, Dylan, Chad's favorite DC hero is Green Lantern.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and then like I like imagine if it happens because like Ryan Reynolds returns as Green Lantern. That's gonna be awesome.
No doubt.
Because it's a 4-hour movie. Like he could be somewhere.
I'd rather see him in Deadpool 3, but
it kind of makes me wonder.
He could do both.
Joke, like, didn't Deadpool joke that he killed Ryan Reynolds about
reading the Green Lantern script?
I mean, we never know. I mean, because if you stop and think about it, I'm not saying it does. Green Lantern, the movie Green Lantern, feels like it still could fit with this universe.
No doubt.
Just like
I
it was
hella agree.
explicitly stated. Like I mean, like
I think the only area they might have a problem with was Carol, because I think she worked for, because in Man of Steel she was in the military, but in Green Lantern she worked for her dad's company. So I
don't care about that anymore.
I don't think.
Yeah, but we need her to be we need her to come back at some point as Star Sapphire. So
I mean, like the
yeah.
shot of the Justice League, like at the very end of the trailer, like where they're all in the sunlight. Okay, imagine like Green Lantern's like at the very end.
Oh my God.
With Cyborg. Like it's the lineup. Like oh shit, dude.
I could see. Hey, if Disney could do it with Spider-Man, DC can do it.
Oh yeah.
So, fingers crossed, guys.
I mean, ultimately with the Snyder Cut, I'm just happy that Zack Snyder finally got his vision realized. Like, I was telling the dog this, like the movement and the movie are different, but the movement was already extremely successful. Like they won with the movement. That's not even.
And I think that was really that was the main goal of the movement, was just give Snyder his baby, but you know.
Yeah. But, like, what do you think, Dylan? Like you're very like iffy with the Snyder Cut, right? I mean, like you told me like you were happy, but
I said I was happy Snyder got his way, and I'm definitely curious, but I'm not sure how much of that curiosity is morbid or if it's optimistic. Either way, if you're already a fan of this BVS Snyder, was it extended cut, and Man of Steel, this is definitely the movie you're gonna.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just put it this way. I don't want to go this route, but I will for a second. Let's just say it's bad. Then you know what? At least Snyder got to fail on his own terms instead of being blamed for the bullshit that Joss Whedon gave us.
No doubt. I'm agreeing too, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'd personally rather fail and take 100% of the credit for what I failed for than be blamed for something somebody else did. Because it's like, it's like Snyder, like literally for him, it's like I didn't make 2017 Justice League. That's not my movie. You can't. I still, against Warner Brothers, I still think it's bullshit that they made him put his name on it and say directed by Zack Snyder. It should have said, at very worst, it should have said directed by Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder.
No doubt.
At the very least.
Bro. I was telling somebody the other day that it was the equivalent of like a small group project for the class. Like that was Snyder and Whedon, right? And like Zack Snyder was like, "Hey, I wrote it all out, but you know, I can't make it to the presentation." And Whedon was like, "All right, I got it," and just didn't even look at the presentation or what was there, you know?
Yup, and then he wrecked it.
The thing that excites me the most, the shot of Barry, what seems to be either time travel or like multiverse time travel.
Yeah, bro, give me that. Let's go.
That's great. It opens up a whole new like door of possibilities.
That's my theory, actually. That my theory there is like, remember that like we get like 3 shots before like the Warner TV and DC logo come on. It's
canon now.
It's Darkseid. It's Darkseid, Superman's death, and that one apocalypse shot of like
where you saw the Justice League, like you saw like an arch that said Justice League
just
rumbling.
Right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like my theory there is like Flash will with his speed travel to the future and see the wrecked world of like what happened.
Hell, he'll probably cross over with the CW show.
Holy shit!
That would be cool.
And
See
I'm in.
Grant Gustin in this, because it's also, don't forget, in BVS when he did the time travel and he said Lois was the key. It almost, see, it's stuff like that that always freaks me out, is when they set something up that's really vague like that. It's like, you better have a damn good plan for what that is. Why is Lois the key? What is it? I mean, are we going Injustice here where Lois gets killed and Superman goes apeshit? Is that what's going to happen?
My theory is that,
so down for that.
When Flash goes to the future in this Justice League movie, he will see that Superman has been enslaved by Darkseid, and that the only reason why Lois the reason why he's like that is because Batman brought him back, but like Lois wasn't there anymore. So that's my theory. Like,
so Superman will have a different. I think Snyder already said Superman's gonna have a different resurrection.
Exactly.
That's
what I'm saying.
about, bro. I mean, it already looked like that from the trailer too. He's walking out of that. I forgot
the Kryptonian ship.
Kryptonian ship, yeah, man. And that's already vastly more close to comic orientation than, I dropped the box at this specific time and it brought him back.
The comics was weird. Like in the Death of Superman, he didn't even. It's been so long since I've read it, but from like the best of my memories, he didn't even really like die. Like his soul went somewhere else.
Went into a healing coma.
Yeah. So he didn't even really die.
Nah, no doubt.
It's been like 20 years since I read it, though. I don't remember.
I was so heated that BVS set the stage, right, of like the floating dirt on the tomb, you know, or on it and all this stuff that was like, bro, let me see that, right? And then it's like, no, the Justice League brings him back. Like that's garbage.
With a mother box and electricity.
Set up for him to come back on his own terms, right? So let's see that happen. Like I need it. Do you bleed? Fuck out of here, bro. Like,
what did Snyder say to that? No, he would never say that. That's stupid or something.
That was actually my favorite part of the trailer. After the Justice League logo comes out, and then like it's that shot of like Ezra Miller saying like, you know, this guy's fought like this guy's fought like so many people on different planets, and we have to assume he's one. And then Ben Affleck says, I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many else, he's never fought us, not us united. That is Batman. That is the Ben Affleck Batman that I always wanted to see. Combined with that shot of him blocking the Parademons blast with the gauntlet, I was like, holy shit, that's awesome. I mean, like, Dylan, you like Ben Affleck Batman, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's great seeing this Frank Miller version of Batman.
I can't wait for Snyder Cut. So I think, like, we've been talking about it for, like, what, 25 minutes plus? So, like,
yeah.
So, like, when, like, overall, like, any closing? I mean, like,
I just wish he'd drop that song, the Hallelujah. As much as I love Leonard Cohen, it just gives me flashback to that scene from the Watchmen movie. So please just drop it.
It really was symbolic. Like I get the complaints because like now, like yeah, he has used it twice, which I get it, but it's like it really was symbolic of him being like he's just so happy he gets to finish his project.
bro. You can tell even in the shots and the way it was announced. It's like people have been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this. We wanted to see it. Like huge middle finger to all the haters that said it didn't even exist, right?
Who said it never existed and it was a rumor and there is no Snyder cut.
Honestly, I did not. If you told me this had happened a year ago, I would not believe it.
I would have said bullshit too.
You're a
Yeah.
counter.
I was thinking like a documentary maybe that would show his.
Don't forget, Warner Brothers was distancing themselves from this. It really was the AT&T merger that changed everything.
Mm-hmm. Plus getting Jim Lee.
AT&T literally, because this was the thing. AT&T looked at DC and realized, look how much Marvel is making. We can make that much money with DC. But they literally probably looked at it and they were like, you fucked up BVS by chopping out scenes of it. So you destroyed your opportunity for $1 billion right there already. Then you chopped up Suicide Squad. Then you destroyed your team-up movie. So AT&T was probably like, Warner Brothers, you don't know what you're doing. Move over.
Yes,
we are getting shit back on track.
They said, just move over. We got this. We'll put Snyder back.
AT&T was like, Warner Brothers, you had your chance with DC, with the movies. Okay, you had the Dark Knight trilogy. Great. But with your DCEU Connected Universe stuff, you've been screwing up. We're here. We're taking back over. We're going to show you how to do it. And I stand by DC Fandome. This was one of the greatest things DC's done. This was pure genius on their part.
Great time to be alive for DC fans.
Yeah,
Definitely.
And like to like agree with what Vidal said, like in a way, Justice League already won by having the proper version being released. Whether it will be good, we'll see. But I'm just happy that Justice League already has its cut out, and that the proper version is being released.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And the multiverse. Lord knows what they can do with that.
Yeah, exactly.
We can do Injustice. We can do Flashpoint. We can do Apocalypse. We can do anything. You know, screw continuity.
Screw continuity. Like, just do whatever the fuck you want, and that's awesome because like you have
standalone.
Yeah, bro. The Flash is coming out too. Like, also there's been like hella teasers, and this was getting teased from like as soon as the Snyder Cut was announced that like allegedly the ending, you know, post-credit scene from Justice League instead of in Justice League, we're gonna see a Deathstroke Batfleck fight. And bro, I need that in my veins. Bro.
I need that.
Like, I really want to shoot that up. Are you kidding me? A Batfleck and that Deathstroke? Let me see it, dog.
There were rumors of a Deathstroke movie directed by Gareth Evans, which sounds amazing.
Please.
Please.
He looked incredible at the end of Justice League. We need more of him.
So that's the end of like the Snyder Cut. We've been talking.
That's the end.
That's the end. We've been talking about it for like
so much to unravel, man.
Yeah. All right. So now we're moving on to another DC property that I'm not really hyper, but Chad is really hyper for this. Black Adam with Dwayne the Rock. Oh well, I've seen the fan art. I've seen the official concept art for that movie, and it looks great. I'm just saying it does. I'm not into the lore of Black Adam that much. I mean, the closest I've ever got him was Injustice, and that's it. But like, he does look cool.
I mean, I'm just all there. One, because I don't give a shit. I'll say it. I really am like a Rock fanboy. I will not defend him in everything he does, but I love watching almost anything he's in. I love the charisma the guy's got. I love the fun and the energy that he brings to like every project he's in. So it's like, say what you want about his acting chops, to each their own. I don't think he's ever going to win an award for it, but I also don't think he's complete dog shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, when the guy is passionate about something, he brings a fire to it, and he knows how to make people excited. I mean, who the hell ever thought those two Jumanji movies ever would have been successful? But they were, and they were a blast. And it's like, I'm genuinely hoping that The Rock brings that same type of energy to this. And it's like, just looking at what it's going to be, like he even said, like, I don't have the quote in front of me, but it was just like, he just brought so much passion to when he was hosting his section of it, that it was just like, this is like, let me see. No, that's the short version of it. Never mind. I thought I had the full quote of his. But it's just, I just think it's so cool like that. His character obviously like starts out as some kind of slave, gets the power, And it's just like, I mean, come on, the Justice Society is going to be in this. Dr. Fate, Hawkman, Atom Smasher.
That's what got me hyped. We have Hawkman and Dr. Fate in this movie. Like, holy shit, that's what I'm in for.
I need it. I didn't even see that coverage. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Rock was playing this for like a decade at least.
Dr.
Like even before the DCU.
And I mean, he works for it, I think. I just think the only thing I wasn't a fan of in the fan art so far was, it sounds weird, but it's like, where's the cape? You need your cape, man. I'm sorry.
That's the gripe. He has no cape, really. Among everything that you've seen, that's the gripe.
What other gripe would you like me to have with it?
What is there to see?
We haven't seen anything yet, though. That's the problem. I'm saying with the fan art, it's like, it's the same with like that. It's just like, I don't know. It's like, Shazam had the cape. The rest of the Shazam family had the capes. Black Adam has a cape too, the same thing that they have. So it's almost like, I mean, maybe it's just because it's the fan art, but it's just like, I don't know. The cape with Black Adam and the Shazam family, the cape goes with the outfit. It's like Superman without a cape. It just looks weird.
I also like the tagline that because Boss Logic was the one who arted this, right? And the tagline for like Black Adam is "I said it first," hence the Shazam. Like, oh shit, dude! Like, I'm actually kind of hyped. I don't even know much about Black Adam.
I don't know what tone exactly are they striving for? Because isn't this like a Shazam like spin-off of some kind, or will it tie?
It's like a freak
Black Adam origin story almost, like an origin.
Yeah, this takes place like so long before.
But ideally, they should cross over eventually, right?
Yes,
that's the idea. Yeah, the tones I was getting to was that he's like, that it's pretty much just a cut and dry origin story about him, but that maybe Sam will be mentioned. And nothing about Henry Cavill coming back as Superman makes the rounds, I would love to see him in this movie if possible.
He said it at the very end. Don't forget, he said something about, he was like, Justice League, I'm coming for you, and he said something about Superman, and he kind of like did that rock smile thing where I'm like, oh, he's hinted at him fucking fighting Superman. Dude, you know what? I'll call right now. If we get a movie, Black Adam versus Superman, call it something else, whatever, $1 billion right there, as long as Cavill's back in the suit.
Dude, watch
The Rock versus Cavill, that is $1 billion right there.
Oh, I'd go back to WWE to see that, bro. Are you kidding me?
Like, yeah, I mean, it certainly looks good, and I can't wait to see like who they're casting for Hawkman and Dr. Fate. I mean, like we know who's. I'm iffy on Noah Centineo being. I've never seen him in anything, but like him being Adam Smasher.
Angels or something.
I would not watch that 2019 shit ever.
You know, he was gonna be He-Man at one point.
Oh god,
bizarre. You know, The Rock would make a good He-Man.
He's got the build for it, bro. You know.
Hell yeah.
I mean, like, but it just looks awesome. I mean, like, I don't know much about Black Adam, but like from what I know.
You see, this is really confusing because the director, I can't pronounce his name, but he's like some guy. You know, he did like a couple Liam Neeson action movies. He did like The Shallows. So unlike someone like Snyder or James Gunn, he doesn't really have like a definitive like voice. He seems to be just like a competent but like disposable action guy. So it's really hard to tell what this movie is going to strive for.
Yeah.
If I had it my way, it would be like, doesn't this take place like in Egypt, like ancient Egypt or something? Or
I think it's going to be an anti-hero story. I think it's going to be like that. He starts out as like a slave. He gets the power and breaks out. But instead of going like, you know, the Captain America route of like striving to be better, he's more, I have the power. I hate what happened to me. I'm here to stop shit like that. But he goes the wrong route with it. And then the power corrupts.
I hope they won't be afraid to like just make this a villain movie. Like make it like Game of Thrones.
That's what we need.
Just put like a lot of
correct me if I'm wrong.
Violence.
Black Adam was always primarily an anti-hero to begin with, right? Like he's primarily opposing, you know, the Justice League and Superman and Shazam and things like that. But there have been times where he's like, "This is too much. I don't fuck with it. I'm trying to help you guys in this situation."
I think he started out as a pure villain, but then in more recent comics, he started getting more anti-hero-ish.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, I just hope it's like a Game of Thrones scenario, because it has like a very like mythological kind of background. So just throw tons of like sex and violence and like just make it like morally corrupt heroes and everything.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Like
what he announced, don't forget, where he was like, the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. So it's like he threw that threat out there, and it's like, you know what? The exact opposite of them being like Captain Marvel is the most powerful character and just coming out of nowhere. The Rock is someone I can see, yes. It's because he's a villain, though, where it's like he's about to also bring like the anger and malice that only a villain can bring to change what fighting is within this series. So it's like but it's cool because it's like, look at the differences we've already been talking about. We've talked about like this. We're talking about one of the most powerful villains of DC. And a little while ago, we were talking about the down-to-earth, grounded, the Suicide Squad. It's like, that's another thing I love about DC is look how diverse they are in the types of movies and stories they tell.
Since Jim Lee took over as the like DC Entertainment like directors, it seems like they've been getting a lot more creative freedom now.
Jim Lee really did that? That's wild. I mean, he's been a great artist. I haven't read anything. I don't think I've read much of what he's written, if he has written anything.
Yeah, I think he replaced Jeff Johns as like their executive.
Jeff Johns, dick, bro. Let's be honest. Great comic.
I love his comics, but yeah.
All right, so I guess that's it for Black Adam. Unless Chad, you have something else?
I was trying to find the Rock's quote, and in all honesty, I can't find it. So those of you out there who've heard it, you know what he said.
Let's just hope this is not another Venom.
I don't think so, because that's Sony, and Sony doesn't know how to make good movies really lately.
What are you talking about? Spider-Verse was fucking amazing. What are you talking about?
Ooh, one. What else?
Okay, yeah, fair. That's
Ooh,
it.
one.
All right, yeah. Okay, fair. That's it. Yeah, that was
Smurfs 2 was dope.
Oh, I saw Smurfs 2 at the midnight release. No, wait, that was the first one.
All right, so that's it for Black Adam. But now we're moving on to the big one. The surprise of DC fandom. Like that's how you end the fandom. That's how you end it. Like with
No doubt.
the Batman movie by Matt.
Oh my God, that trailer.
Pattinson confirmed.
You know, I've never. You know, I was telling this to Dylan, like, you know that Adam Sandler like quote from Uncut Gems, the holy shit I'm gonna orgasm. Yeah, that's what I saw from this trailer. Like, holy shit, like what is this movie? Like, it's insane.
Holy shit, I'm gonna come, yeah.
Top tier.
It's literally like they're crossing 7 with Batman, and it's incredible.
Thank you, because 7's one of my favorite movies by far.
That's the most apt description.
This is everything I could have wanted.
Your vibe, bro.
Dude, just I mean, from the get-go, I'm already terrified of the Riddler.
Yeah, holy shit.
Zodiac vibes, some Gimp from Pulp Fiction.
I mean, the first like 3 shots of the trailer, he's taping up a man's head.
I'm into it.
That's my kink, dude.
I don't know if anybody noticed, but I think in the second card where it's to the Batman, it says like the riddle is like, what does a liar do when he's dead or something? Mm-hmm. And there's like hella symbols under it. Somebody like figured it out, and it's like they lie still. So like, bro, let's go. Like,
and that shot like leading right up to that. Like the first time you see like Batman is you just see his boots, and it's just like, I don't know what it was, but it's like I see these combat boots walking up, and the cape like just like barely above the ankles. I'm like, holy! I don't know what it was about the combat boots, but I'm like, that makes sense. Why wouldn't he wear combat boots?
Man, Robert Pattinson looks great as Batman. Holy shit!
I love this.
We can all agree he's a great actor at this point.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, I sent the casting when he was announced last week to Dylan. I was like, and I told him, like, what the fuck? Like, Twilight actor Robert Pattinson, and then, like, and he told me, he said, have you seen any of his films other than Twilight? And I was like, I haven't seen him in Twilight, to be honest. I only saw him in Goblet of Fire. I was like, then you gotta watch The Lighthouse and Good Time. And I did, and like, oh, yeah, okay. Now,
he's one of the best of his generation, and I think this is just the right push he needs to be known as, like, one of the greats of, like, his generation.
That because like he's got a great fucking movie list, like The Rover, Good Times. I don't know if you've heard of High Life. He's gonna be
the sci-fi one.
Dude, come on, like he's already himself.
And for all the people out there who still do the whole stupid, like he was in Twilight, like first thing to all those people saying that, congratulations on admitting you watched Twilight. I'm happy for you. And if you do I didn't see it, well, then you can't judge him on it if you didn't watch them. So piss off. And second, I'm so glad that your film knowledge is only on Twilight when it comes to this guy. If you seem to know so much about him that he's such a rubbish actor that you've only seen Twilight, I'm so happy you've never stepped out of your comfort zone and watched something different that he's been in, aside from Goblet of Fire.
Congratulations.
It's like if that's all you've ever seen is Goblet of Fire and Twilight, you're doing yourself a disservice by not branching out and watching something new with him in it.
That's awesome.
Because, I mean, he sold it in this trailer. He sold it as a young Bruce Wayne.
To be honest,
That jawline, man.
Before 2019, all I saw in him was Goblet of Fire. Like, I haven't seen him in anything else. And he was one of the one said, watch The Lighthouse. And like, okay, I will. And
That was Good Time. Good Time is probably my favorite performance.
And yeah, Good Time also,
Next time, next level, dude. I like
amazing.
in High Life just a little bit more.
I have not seen High Life, but I've been meaning to.
But like, dude, holy shit! I mean, like, for once, like, I was telling my friend from college, Jello, this. For once, I'm so happy that the Joker's not the main villain. Like, we're getting like the last Riddler we got was Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and yeah, it wasn't it was.
Yep.
But like,
No crotch grabbing.
Like, I've seen the he's in, and he's amazing. Like,
oh yeah, Paul Dano's great. The whole cast, man. This is a crazy cast, man.
Dude, Colin Farrell didn't even look like himself.
I thought that was Richard Kind. I had no idea that was Colin Farrell.
I was like, oh my god, when I saw him. Like that shot where he's out in the rain and the lightning strikes, I was like, that's him?
Yeah. Did not catch that.
Dude, like, I'm not sure if you watched the entire Batman panel, but Matt Reeves said John Turturro as Carmine Falcone. Yes, that's what I want. John Turturro as Carmine Falcone.
The Night of, the HBO series The Night of, that's his best performance.
Dude, John Turturro is another one who
Jesus.
He like publicly. I hate to dog him because Santino and I are going to talk about these movies somewhat. It's like he almost publicly shamed himself by playing a clown in the Transformers movies, where it's like, dude, you are better than this. Come on.
You're the Jesus.
The Big Lebowski, man. Like, he was like the best part of that movie. And like, to be fair, like he made
everything's the best part of that movie.
Okay, not like one of the best parts of the movie.
Let's not review Big Lebowski now. Back to Batman.
All right, like Chad. To be fair though, he made Revenge of the Fallen watchable. I liked him in Revenge of the Fallen. Actually, like, oh yeah, it's awesome.
Actually, Michaela Megan Fox made that movie watchable, but
John Turturro is just like,
I'm under its balls.
But like, honestly, John Turturro as Carmine Falcone is like,
that'd be amazing.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Let's
he was even in the trailer, but
is
like, I'm hyped.
We got Jeffrey Wright as Gordon, right?
Dude, Andy Serkis had in every single franchise. Lord of the Rings, Star Wars.
Dude, I have a feeling he's going to be just an awesome Alfred because I have a feeling he's going to be like, kind of be like, oh my God, the guy's last name fell out of my head. The Alfred from Gotham,
George Michael Caine, is that his name?
No, from Gotham. Pertwee.
Like Sean Pertwee?
Yes.
Yeah, Sean Pertwee.
Where it's like more of like kind of like an Alfred who's there to like challenge Batman, push him, help him with his training a little bit.
I still think the best Alfred was Irons, to be honest. Jeremy Irons is
Jeremy Irons was
such
incredible.
Potential, honestly, but it's not fully explored. No, I was just saying that he had such potential to be the best Alfred, but
oh yeah, like he was only in 2 movies, and like
he was the best Alfred in BVS.
Oh no!
The Justice League did nothing with him.
Yeah.
Alfred was so awesome in BVS. Like,
I love sassy old man.
Yeah.
I just love his sarcasm and his banter, Bruce Wayne. So
I just love it. He's sitting there and he's like, he just had so many good one-liners where he just like dogged Bruce.
Oh yeah, dude.
We had another bottle from the wine cellar. Guess you'll clear it out for the next generation. Not that there'll be one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
What did you think of the way the Riddler looked, Santino?
Dude, he looked great. Like he had like there's like only one shot of him. Like he had like something wrapped around his head with like glasses.
It's a gimp mask, I think.
Yeah,
That's what it looked like. At first, I was almost wondering. I was like,
That's why.
is that even Riddler? Like, just because the voiceover is happening when he's on screen, I'm like, is that actually him?
I mean, you can't
I
have the
wonder.
green tights and the
you
green
can't have
tights.
the green tight fucking
Obviously.
question mark on it. You
I mean,
can't
if they're going for a new look, yeah, have at it. But it's like, I was like, maybe they're doing something where that's another one of the villains. Like, I heard some bullshit rumor that they're like, it's Hush. I'm like, if they were going to do Hush, he would not look like that.
No doubt. That's trash.
They would not make Hush look that bad.
In the room,
But, like,
that it was
and,
gonna be.
and then like it's like I only saw one shot, but it's like it's the thing with the tape. He's doing like this, and he's looking up like, oh fuck, that's funny.
Well, it was that last shot of him was when they said the last line of the quote, wasn't it?
Yeah, like how much to pay for your blind eye, and then like
Yeah, and then that was when he ripped the tape.
yeah, it's awesome.
That was an eerie quote. The
And,
way
like,
that voiceover went.
Yeah, exactly. And then like we kind of also see just a bit of Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman.
Oh yeah, You didn't see
Literal
a big
cat burglar.
little fight
Yup.
scene right now, no doubt.
She looks great. I mean, we don't even see her talk, but like
Well, they said they were like, that's not her final suit. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that
Yeah.
you haven't seen
This
it
is
yet.
just year 2 of the Batman lore.
Mhm.
yeah, it's year 2. Like that is awesome. Like it's not year 1 because we've seen it with Batman Begins. This is year 2, where like he's there, but like he's not as
He's
let-
still not. He's not the Bruce Wayne we saw in BVS. He's like he's like evolving into the Bruce Wayne Batman that we saw like in Batman the Animated Series or something.
No doubt.
And
So
then
it's like he
That
was that
guy.
perfect balance of everything.
He beat the shit out of that guy. Dude.
And-
That guy had.
Oh
to die.
yes,
that was the best scene of the
that
trailer.
shot.
He had to have died. There's no way, dude. I was like,
He should have died. Yeah.
And you know what? I don't care what people say. All the complaints out there, like, and I've already seen them online. Ooh, Batman doesn't act like that. Have you ever played an Arkham game?
dog.
Half of those
This did
people are
remind me of
dead or in comas the rest of their lives.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah,
Smashes people's heads into the ground. Those people are finished.
there was a
Goes
tweet.
ham on the one guy.
There was a tweet there that said like I love how Batman doesn't kill but like leaves a thug in permanent brain
That's
damage.
awesome. Hey, it's not
Hey,
his problem.
doesn't kill, whatever.
Tell him
Except
what's
Batman has killed in every movie he's ever been in.
Uh,
Oh my god, this
So mine too. I was so surprised that like, who are you? Beats the shit out of him. And he's like, I'm vengeance. Like the fact that he delivered that line and for
I
it
was
to-
so scared that he was gonna say I'm Batman. I'm like, don't.
Please,
And then when he said I'm vengeance, I was like, yes.
yeah.
that's awesome. Like I did, and even the Batmobile looks cool. The Batmobile looks fucking.
it's just a
sick.
car. It's not a giant tank or anything.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a modified sedan.
Not that smart yet, bro. You don't know Lucius Fox yet. It's all good. No.
I do prefer the sleek, normal car design though. It's better than just like a big tank.
Mm-hmm.
I did
It's
like
like
it.
the tank is cool, but it's like, again, people got to remember like that. We're in only year 2. He's got a long time. He's got like I could understand like the tank he had in BVS. He'd been
Yeah.
Batman for like 20 plus years in BVS.
Yeah.
Right now, he's been doing it for 2 years. It makes sense that he's still only got a car with some super speed
Yeah.
on the back of it.
Plus, Batman here, it's year 2, so he's more like a legend in Gotham. Because if he had like a tank and like a plane thing, everyone would know about him. Here, he's just kind of a myth. No one really fully knows if he exists. He's not
Like,
like
know-
what did they say at the beginning? Like, one of the cops said something like, there's a note for your mystery friend or something like that.
yeah.
It established too that Batman from the jump is very detective oriented, like from the start, which is totally cool to see because a lot of the detective Batman scenes that we've seen before with any character has been like that 1 or 2 shots in The Dark Knight where he's in the vault, right? And he scans $2 bills and he's like, okay, yeah, it's not mock bills. And it's like, all right, cool. Like anybody
Yeah.
can figure it out. You know what I mean? This seems like he's actually going to
I hope we have a good like brain tease murder mystery, like Seven, Chinatown, Sounds of the
Well,
Lambs,
I-
kind of.
follow the Halloween, the long night of
Along Halloween. Oh yeah.
Yeah, holy
My
shit.
favorite
Yeah, they do
Batman
that.
story by far.
So like, if
I
they're
have a
doing-
feeling that that's what they're gonna do. I because I know that they kind of said, what is it? I know that they said they adapted part of Long Halloween with The Dark Knight, but I have a feeling they're going to adapt parts of it again with this.
Yeah, no doubt. And that would mean that Calendar Man is going to be the main guy, which is what I'm into.
Although they apparently they announced a Long Halloween animated movie.
Cool.
Story for another time,
I still got to finish reading it.
Oh, it's awesome, dude. It's the first I read. That's my favorite one.
I have it. I just haven't finished it yet, and I still need to get Batman Year One. And I still need to get Hush, even though I've read Hush. I just don't own it.
Who hasn't read Hush, bro?
Santino, have you read Hush?
I read the first, the first part, like the Batman versus Superman. It ends there, and I haven't gotten the full volume.
Dude, Long Halloween though, you need to read that. It's a must read.
Noted, no doubt. Yeah, it's
It's
a really cool story for Harvey Dent, and you kind of he makes it really.
And it's just a good
fucking amazing. And
I mean, he always has been, but
oh my god! And
I think, and honestly, one of my it's weird. One of my favorite shots from the whole trailer.
I can't wait for this new Batman who's like a detective, and instead of just a fighter,
most of
he's actually be a detective. Because aside from Batman being the Dark Knight, he is the world's greatest detective, right? So we never actually seen detective skills yet, right? So,
I mean,
we get glimpses.
I'd say he definitely showed off his detective type skills in BVS, but as opposed to showing us step by step him figuring it out, he just did it. He did stuff that no normal man could do. But instead of the process, his thinking process, he just did it. So it's we did see more of it, but I have a feeling this one, it's going to focus on him, because Reeves even said this is going to be a detective movie. He wants to embrace Batman being the world's greatest detective. And it's I have absolute faith in Reeves that he's going to give us an incredible movie. No part of me is even worried anymore at all. Just from this trailer alone, where they've said they've only shot 25. They've only shot 25% of the movie, and look at the trailer we got.
Yeah.
They still we've let's see, almost doing the math. They've only shot 25%. The trailer was only about 2 minutes or something. We've only seen about 5 to 10% of the film. Yeah. Think of what we haven't seen and that they haven't filmed yet.
Yeah.
It's incredible to think about, because most of the time when you see a trailer, they're either almost done or they are done, and they've cherry-picked the best parts. This time, all the amazing bits we got was from the barely little bit that they were able to film before the world shut down. So it's if that's what we got out of that, I think of what's coming.
I'd like to see more of Batman making mistakes too. I know that was pretty prevalent in TDK when he's like, "I'm going for Rachel" in that last scene of being Harvey, and that kind of
spoilers
play.
For those who haven't seen The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
But overall, it seemed like in this movie too that Battinson or Gotham PD looked to be upset with him when he kind of tussles with them in that cage for a little bit. So I'm wondering if that's a mistake on his part and he misread something, or if that's a mistake on their part and they didn't do something he told them to do, So it's definitely creating this narrative already from the jump that I'm super excited to see.
Yeah, that reminds me of another thing I'm excited for, the Gotham PD series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because they said that's the prequel series that's going to be on, that focuses on the police department during his first year, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be on HBO Max, and from the guy who made Boardwalk Empire and Wolf of Wall Street.
Love it.
Genius. Absolute genius on Warner Brothers' part.
Like The Wire or True Detective, but with Gotham.
Is Robert Pattinson going to be Batman in that TV series also, or no?
Yeah, they haven't confirmed. They haven't confirmed anything.
I doubt it.
But
maybe an episode or
cameo,
two.
Yeah, you never know.
That's basically what I wanted from the Gotham show.
HBO's upper tier, so I'd see him way more likely to be willing to be a part of that than he would be likely to be like a CW show or some shit,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And this trailer it did one of my favorite shots of this trailer, and why this really is one of my favorite trailers This like is one of my favorite trailers like in a long time, just because of how gritty and badass and dark and dreary, and seeing Batman in his new suit for the first time. That shot right before they show the title, when it's like he rises up in front of all the villains, or right in front of like all those thugs or whatever, as that music plays.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
something just so badass about that, where it's like yeah, it's like Batman facing down this like army of thugs, and it's like, come at me, and then they're all just like staring at him, and then boom, the music booms, and it's like it focuses in on the red, and then it zooms out, and where the Batman forms and the Bat logo comes right in the middle of it. That was just so beautiful looking.
Yeah.
And the Bat guns that killed his parents, I think, we're still going with that theory, right?
Morphed into this suit, right?
Are we still?
I think that's what they was that a rumor, or was that like
I
they
was
said
the
that's
first
what
it
it
was like
is?
knives, like they like
It's just comic accurate.
like it was
Okay.
out and like he would throw the batarangs. And that's a worse theory than having it the gun that kills parents. I don't know.
That I could never see Reeves going with the batarangs being the bat symbol on his chest.
I mean, like it still looks good though. I mean, like holy shit! Like I said, my favorite scene is that like that scene where the guy beats down that thug who has a smile on his face. So like there's a theory out there that this is in the same universe as the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie.
Yeah, but didn't
Supposed
to me they looked more like the thugs from
Sons of Batman.
The Dark Knight Returns.
They did look like Sons of Batman. Although they're clearly not Batman inspired, because one of them goes like, what the hell are you supposed to be?
Right.
But it's possible that after like beating down that one guy, they're gonna like convert over to his side.
They could, and that could have been where the inspiration came from. They just wore the face paint.
I just love how raw that looked. It wasn't like a well choreographed fight. It was just
So
vicious
well,
street fight.
like that's a dream of mine, because Pattinson, even though like he's an older guy, man, in this scene, in like the entire trailer, he looked so young, and it just gave me those. I mean, spoilers if you haven't seen Joker, because it's relatively more recent than The Dark Knight is. Get fucked. But if you haven't seen the Joker, when he goes up and talks to a little kid Bruce Wayne, right? It kind of makes that like that linear timeline in that movie more believable, seeing Pattinson grow up. I could see that easily being an older
It could be a period piece, like in the early 2000s or 90s.
Yeah, no
Except
doubt.
one guy's holding an iPhone though, but
Yeah.
I mean,
you do see it recording.
but that would be great to see.
Yeah. Oh, not mine.
Yeah, but also like I also like that shot at the end where he removes the cowl and like you can still see the eyeliner on the
Magically disappeared this time.
yeah, it doesn't magically disappear like in every single fucking movie. Like it's still on there. Like okay,
Granted, the Crow vibes from that.
it just looks great. I can't wait for it. Honestly, it's from the guy who made Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Matt Reeves has always been reliable since Cloverfield, and then there's the Let the Right One In remake. Has anyone seen that? And then there's the Apes movies, which are so much more ambitious than they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Apes movies, but they play like.
And you could just see when he was on when they were talking with him, this guy just is oozing with passion for this project.
Oh, dude, I love
Dear
that.
Lord, I mean, he was just. This guy is like a little kid at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like he knows Batman, and he gets to make a Batman movie.
Yeah.
It's just ambition that excites me.
The Snyder and Reeves dialogue, because I think Reeves said something like he loved Ben Affleck's Batman, and he loved that Snyder did it. And I know Snyder relatively recently was like, everything about that trailer got me so excited to see more. So it's just literally two dudes that love comic books making comic book movies. And
it's good seeing the directors want to work with each other like that, because when you've got directors at odds with each other, then you've got just bad blood across the studio. But like that, when you've got like that, you said Snyder saying that was awesome. It almost gives that line alone is enough to give everyone on the set of the Batman a higher morale boost. Now they're the guy who brought us Ben Affleck's Batman has basically given us his blessing. That just gets everyone in a good mood. That puts everyone on the same team, on the same track with each other. it's so good seeing people like that work together.
We're not at odds. We're a family, you know, and that's a great environment to produce movies in. You know, opens the door for possible like crossovers and things like that, and that's great to see.
I really did like it, and it seems very different from what we got before. And will it be the best Batman movie? I don't know. I don't know.
Could be.
It's
Maybe
definitely
not the
got
best movie.
It
might be the best Batman movie.
That's what I'm saying. I think the comparisons to TDK this early on are really unfounded, and they quite frankly they piss me off. But in terms of overall Batman movie center character, it has the capacity to be one of the best Batman movies.
Mhm.
You know, I don't even really consider The Dark Knight a Batman movie, despite its namesake, because primarily the people in the movie that narrate the plot and like generate how the story goes is Harvey Dent and the Joker, like from the jump. And I almost feels like Batman's a side character, but it works.
All right, so guys, what did you think of DC Fandome? I mean, obviously we only talked about the movies. They had so much more, the shows, video games. We really only covered the movies because those are kind of like the big things. Maybe we'll do something else at some other point. I'm not sure. But yeah, so basically Santino, he had to run. He had something that kind of took him up. But he said thanks for listening in, guys. And I want to thank both you guys, Dylan, Vidal. Thank you for joining us tonight. It was a blast talking about Fandome with you guys.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, Chad, thanks for having me.
No problem. So, guys, listeners out there, thank you for tuning into Eternal Midnight. I hope you had fun talking about it. What was your highlights of DC Fandome? What are you looking forward to the most? What did we leave out that you enjoyed? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.